Hello. My hair is going rather bouffant. Yeah, okay, time is not my strong point, right? But I haven't been out for days, so I really needed the walk. So my hair is going rather. Not a big deal. Sometimes I forget to mute that. Right, so I'm quite excited, to be honest. Like, again, this isn't new, but it's what if I can keep this up for however long. I've done it before, but I'd like to try and, I'd just like to try and keep it going. So basically what I mean is, if you're a hashtag oldie, you'll remember, depending on how long you've been around here, you'll know that, probably just over the last sort of 2 years, I got good at, definitely last summer, I live streamed for, I'm pretty sure it was like it was at least a couple of months in a row. But I first started doing it consistently. It'll be 2 years ago at Christmas. And that's what I said on the recent video, that it was like, I eased into my twin flame, like only content, and then started just being more transparent in February. So, but basically what I've been getting guys to do for a long time is I'm meant to be of service, you know what I mean? Like, as a lot of us are at this time, but I mean that in a huge way, like with my midheaven and my, in a daily way rather, but it's huge to me because it means it takes up a lot of my life and it already does doing this, which I love it, but like I said, I do need a break from it as well. But yeah, I just found that quite fascinating, that the wee daily shorts I've been doing, that I pulled the Hermit upright, sorry, the Hermit in reverse for Divine Feminine. And as you heard on the shorts there, if you've watched it, or you can go and find it in the list, I was literally kneeling doing the cards, like with my coat and my hat on, which I think it's quite hot weather yet, but anyway, like, and I don't think I think I was a bit, with the polo neck too, I'm too hot, but anyway, never mind. We live and learn. There'll be meaning in that. Everyone's channeling, so there'll be a meaning in it to someone. Maybe you're being over prepared. I don't know. But yeah, I just found that fascinating. The mirroring, not quite so mirroring. It depends which way you look at it. But with 78 cards in the tarot, and both those oracle card decks are, they're gentle tarot decks really. But I'm loving and again, I've had them for years and years, and like we're talking like when they came out, like freaking years and years ago. I love in the wording on them, so that's why I'm just working with both those decks for as long as I feel guided to, like for the shorts. And yeah, so it's Hermit in reverse for Divine Feminine. So the feeling that I'm getting is, it's time to come out of hiding, or it's time to, if you've been resting and healing, gathering your energy, pulling back, soul retrieval, really, like pulling back your own energy, whether you're doing that yourself or getting help from others. Usually it's a bit of conjunction of both. If you've got a healthy balance of Divine Feminine and masculine energy, that is, because if you're trying to do it all by yourself, that's not good. You're not open to receiving support. But obviously, you can't be getting help 24/7, I think. So that's what a healthy balance is for me. Like, and that includes me, like I can heal myself very well, but I also know when it's time to get support from others, for others to hold space. So yeah, but masculine has Hermit upright. So it's like time for feminines to be more out there in a way. So for some people, that'll be a bigger deal than others. Like, so that's what I mean. It's fascinating. You can see it with me. Obviously, I've been going in healing because I have my tooth out and bits and bobs, just health stuff, Virgo stuff, because it's Virgo season, not for too long. And what that gives me the feeling of is, so the masculines to the Divine Feminines on this wave, so it'd be my wave too, are going, just going a wee bit more into themselves. So clearing their energy, healing, just being more devoted to their spiritual path is what I'm hearing, whatever that means. So, okay, so I don't know if anyone's going to be here live, but so just before I do that, actually, right, so today's a wee bit different in the way of, so basically, I don't know if I got that out, but my plan, right, if I'm not sabotaged by the fuckers that try to stop me doing what I'm doing, but we've got protection, is to go live. I'm saying 1 o'clock roughly, right? So it could be like today, like I've came on at like whatever, 20 past. around 1 o'clock UK time, might be 1:30 sometimes. And I don't want to make these any more than an hour. I don't mind if they're an hour, but like, 30, 40 minutes, probably good so that I can maintain it. And right now I feel it'll definitely be Tuesday to Thursday, but I might even do like, I might just change, I might change it up. I might be doing like Monday to Thursday or Tuesday to Friday. We'll just see, right? And then I'm going to do a late night one as well, because I know that this time doesn't suit people. But obviously you can, people can just check this back later, like a normal video, for those of you that can't catch it. And that's why I think it'd be good to keep it relatively quite short as well, because I'm aware that if you want to sort of get the channelings, but you're like, I can't be watching I wouldn't do 6 hours every day, that's a bit much. But do you know what I'm saying? So the other thing is, so that's the plan. And it's funny because Virgo is about a plan, but I'm an interesting mix of divine feminine, divine masculine, as we all are, because I'm Aries, which is spontaneous, fuck it, let's go. That's why I can get people that are stuck in their head procrastinating to just take action. You know what I mean? You do messy action. That's what my challenge is all about. I don't know if I'll do another 5-day challenge this year, but I might spontaneously. But the point is that my sun sign, Aries, sits in the house of Virgo, which is not like that. Virgo is stalling, procrastinating, needing to get it perfect. And, I can absolutely honour and acknowledge the parts of me that are like that, even still, even though I've worked really hard on it. And the progress in me is just fucking mental if you've watched me from the start, whether it's to do with my confidence or, any fucking part of it. And the dark parts I've moved through, which you've absolutely got no clue of, because I'm a high priestess and you don't get to know every part of my life. So again, when I'm saying this about myself, I want you to reflect on that for yourself as well, regardless of your gender, regardless of divine feminine, divine masculine. I want you to reflect on how much you've grown. But the other different part of the message I'm getting today, now, from the minute I've been doing this online, which is roughly 8 years, actually it'll be 9 years next year, that I've been doing live streaming on different platforms. Like, I was right on to Facebook when it came out, Instagram Live. I preferred Facebook, but Facebook was where people know me from, and most people, unless you just randomly find me on here. And even before that, I was on the underground sort of live stream ones and that before the Facebook Live. So you know what I mean? That's what I mean about there's, I've got secrets. But yeah, blah blah blah. So that will have some sort of meaning. But what I was going to say there is, I've always just called the energies that I'm channeling, because I channel that many different energies, them. Because sometimes when I first started, people used to be like, who's them? And I'm like, well, it's just different thems every day. You know what I mean? And it just gives me the ick, when I've caught different people. And again, it's lovely, genuine people as well, right? So it's just, again, it's my humour. So if I offend people, fuck, who's not offended these days? But it always puts me off when someone's like, I'm channeling the such and such from the shoobity doobity wah, and they're coming from the doobity dubbity dubbity. Again, I must stress, I do love certain people that say it is this from this, right? And I don't like to sort of name things. So it's just not me. And so I've not been guided to do it like that. But I've been told by many healers over the years there would come a time when I was really homing in and being more specific on who I'm channeling. And it's really interesting, because I had a dream the other day and I felt it was, and today it's like, for whatever reason, I'm really clearly, I just know through my clairs, and knowing, and I said it's Pleiadian energies and it's Lemurian. So I'm specifically using the Beyond Lemuria deck, which I haven't used for a while. And what fascinates me, and again, if you're new to me, I mean, I usually shuffle on camera, whether it's my hands so you can see me. Sorry, I'm going to look and see if anyone's there in a minute. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what I like to do. That's what I like to see myself, and that's what I like to do myself. But today I always just like to pull a wee card just for what I need to know before I come on. And I pulled the Violet Flame. So if you even look in my description box, all my videos, that is my energy. So I'm connected very strongly to Saint Germain, the Violet Flame, Lady Portia energies in that particular twin flame deck. Like, that is who I see as a magic. Well, it's the energies that I channel. I help people with karmic justice, actual legal justice, just wherever it's just an injustice in your life. That's what I help people with. And it makes sense of where the Libra is in my chart too. It's like hidden stuff that I help people with most of the time, hidden dark stuff, really. And like, to undo it, I mean, to be clear. And so yeah, so whatever reason, that's just, yeah. So we'll read the Violet Flame card because I pulled that. And the Violet Flame is about transmuting energy. And again, that's why, you know, I always like to stress that it's there's a human part of me that is very uncomfortable with going so deep into stuff with the twin flame journey. Like I think, you know, it's obvious to me. I can see it when I watch things back, and it just is, right? But I push past that and to my higher self because I know what I'm here to help people with, and I'm here to help you like enter into the new earth, which I know that can sound a bit far out there to some people that are just newly awakening. It's just stepping into a new experience, and that is the card that I'm looking at right now over there about stepping into a new. In fact, I'm going to get it. I put my jammy bottoms on to be comfy. So life experience. This is the Tower though. So I do, oh shit, I just titled that. Oh my god, shit, was my I don't really care. Oh, wait a minute, was that my actual belly? I think it was. I mean, that really is fucking pushing the, yeah, right. It fucking happens, right? They're falling down and it's, oh shit. Anyway, whatever, carry on. That's funny. I can find the human in it, but it's because I'm like, yeah, these are kind of falling down. As long as listen, what's worse? Would it be that like my top was up a bit and it's just my belly's hanging over, or your arse? Do you know what I mean? I think I'd rather the belly. I don't know about you. Maybe you could leave it in a comment. Yeah, that's whatever. But I just got guided to title this quickly something about tower moments and change. So whenever I just quickly title something, it's them that are giving me it. So yeah, there's big tower moments. The tower is, again, some people will, you know, be like, oh, it's not a bad thing. And it doesn't need to be a bad thing. I don't actually feel it is a bad thing for a lot of people, but there's a mixture. For some people, it is a bad thing. And it's really a lot of change. It's quite scary and it's terrifying. And I'm just being drawn to a spider climbing on the window there. So that's about weaving a new web, starting something new. It can be creative writing, whatever it means to you. Spider webs, though, can be witchcraft and black magic. And so when there's an illusion cast over you or your twin flame to see things not as they are, which happens to everyone on the journey. And to both, I might add, because there's a lot of fear energy. But what I was saying is I found it hilarious when I channeled this card, like, to me, right, when I look at that, like the words, it just looks like he's like, we need to get the fuck out of here, right? Like, so I don't know who this is. I'm just delivering the message. There are some twin flames out there. You're either at this bit now or you're about to be, or you might have already went through it. But it's like that kind of energy, because it's like she looks very protective over him and she's got her hand on his hand and he's pointing somewhere to a doorway, right? So that's what I get from it. It's like it's time to leave. So I feel it's like it's seeing through the illusions of the darkness of this world. That, I mean, fuck, you can tell it's Scorpio moon right now. That sounds really dark, but it's true. And I don't think it's not a coincidence that I'd made reference to the Matrix in that video. I mean, I'm always referencing the Matrix, but then I actually caught the first, like the Matrix, and I didn't watch, I've seen it loads of times, but it was the fact that I caught it. And then you see on the video last night, anyway, so all the synchronicities, it's just basically, and I think that even means something, that I know it well and I've seen it and I love it and just totally get it, that I feel like even when I've been giving the messages to a lot of you out there, when I've said to watch like the new one in particular, some people won't have done it, but now on the radar, it's like that's where divine masculine energies are catching up to it, and you just can't not see the synchronicity within the matrix, especially the last one. If you're twin flame, you can't not see well, again, you won't see exactly, do you know what I mean? You'll get it, because it's just, there's so much shit that happens to, you know, to the interference and just basically like, you know, someone being asleep, someone being awake, someone having to pretend that I've just got that now when I'm saying it, someone having to pretend that they don't know exactly who somebody is when they do. Because I haven't watched it for, you know, for months, but I'm just being reminded the bit when it's like he knows exactly who she is, which I see him as the divine feminine energy when I'm channeling it like this. And I didn't see me talking about this, but this is what I mean about this. That's the spontaneous part of me. I just go with it. And he's he's having to pretend that he doesn't know that, like, this is the love of his life and she's just asleep. And she's like, you know, kind of like, I know you from somewhere kind of thing, like you're really familiar. And that's what I meant yesterday. I don't want to go too deep into that, but that's what I meant on that video that I channeled yesterday about where I'm at on my journeys. I can't do that. So I'm very transparent about it, that I put out to, you know, God, my twin flames, our self, actual self, that it's like, I need mine to actually get it. Not 100%, but I get it enough for me to do anything, because it's just where I'm at. And because I can't lie, and I can't hide, and I can't mask. And I feel it's because I'm so high priestess anyway, and Scorpio rising, like Pluto conjunct my Scorpio rising. I have to hide a lot of my feelings. I've had to do that my whole life. I'm not, this is really quite liberating actually. It's like, I'm not willing to do it. So, and I've not been doing it on here. So, do you know what I mean? It would make absolutely no sense if, so I'm channeling this for everyone else that this makes sense to. It would make absolutely no sense in my life if I was to come into contact with my twin flame and I was to go along pretending that I don't feel as strongly about him as I do. So basically, mate, don't come towards me unless you're ready to handle that, you know? Yeah, I think I like what I said. So let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. That's really funny. Right, so let me see if anyone's here. But like I said, yeah, I do feel strong energies right now. Oh, fuck, the songs. Wait a minute, let me check if someone's here. I'll check if anyone's, maybe people are not here, but yeah, nobody's here, that's fine. So the songs that I got were, I can't remember one of them, but this, again, and this, the way I channel full stop, people that aren't meant to get it won't get it, but that's for a reason. But again, because I need to stress that, I don't say this all the time, but like it's you know, it's light codes, it's light language, it's a different frequency that I like emit when I'm doing anything. So it's I speak in riddles, I speak in metaphors. That is the way that I transmit that energy. But basically I get songs, as you know, they talk to me through songs and films, and basically today it was I heard like it was like Grease is the word right now, and I was like, what the hell is that got to do with it? But actually when I was like getting ready to come on here, I was like, oh right, yeah, because it's like there's a bit that's like, this world is wrapped up in illusions, caught up in trouble, what are we doing? You know, just listen to yourself. But it's so there's something about that makes sense as a Tower card. It's like, I think there's a bit in it that's about being yourself. So that's a message. And even if it's just to get to home in on the fact that I always use the reference of twin flames being like Danny and Sandy, because it's like putting on an act. And when you drop the act, you're just like, actually, why the fuck was I going along with other folk and pretending, you know what I mean? Because when you lose, especially when it's example, I was going to say lose, so does that mean something? But you know, especially when you leave things like school, but I think even like when you're older than that, because there's something about people being trapped in teenage thinking, or you know, like basically, oh, it's that kind of, if I come away from the group, like I'm going to be ostracized, or I'm going to, like, that kind of fear is very real. But when you reach a certain, and I'm not going to say an age, you reach a certain point on your own journey, like whether that's your spiritual journey or, you know, your shamanic journey, whatever you want to see it as you're like, you know, it reminds me, oh God, they're giving me too much here. But anyway, it's like, they're reminding me of Normal People again. If you've ever seen Normal People, which is incredibly, this is so Scorpio moon, I actually love it, but it's like, you know, it's intense, but I love it. It's so heartbreaking and heartbreakingly beautiful, but hauntingly beautiful, and so fucking frustrating. I don't mind telling you that I don't know if it was last year. I think it was actually not last year. I think it was the year before last. Maybe even been 3 years ago. But there was 1 year. No, I think it was maybe when I was my 37. That was my fucking Tower year of people being revealed to me that I couldn't trust. Like a lot of them, basically. And yeah, I watched Normal People, the series, like just, you know, all in a wonder kind of. Like I think I watched most of them like over a weekend or something. And I was crying for ages and really purging a lot of emotions because it's just really deep. You know, it's very intense too. Some of it won't be relevant to some people, some of it will, bits of it. But anyway, the point is, they were showing me that is because I love the transition between he's really bothered about the fact that he's like basically really drawn to her and then they eventually are sleeping with each other in secret for the flame journey. And like he's bothered about what they're going to think about her. But I'm sure there's a bit in it where it's like, you know, one of the other guys actually fancies her as well, and he would if he could. So there's always an element of that too. But, you know, poisoning that guy's mind, and that guy's got no confidence and self-esteem, and he masters it. So that's a big thing as well in Twin Flame Journey with both twins, I would say. And then you see when they go to college, and it doesn't matter. Like he's then the one that's not perceived kind of the popular guy, and she is, and she's like, fuck you, mate, you treated me like that. Do you know what I mean? So but that's where it's different with divine feminines, because true divine feminines do not do that to their divine masculine. And I suppose that's why they're getting me to be an example of that, is, you know, I don't ever want to be like that to mine, but can you have elements of being triggered, like if they're coming at you being fake, that you could match some of it? Absolutely, I've had times like that in my life when I've been like, but that's what I'm saying, I'm just so past, whether it's to do with the fact that I'm 40 next year, whatever, but I don't know, but that's just where I'm at. But yeah, that was just an example of one day you wake up and you're like, I can't believe I actually lost huge parts of my life because I wanted to people please and I didn't want to be different from people. And actually, do you know what? Being different and unique is fucking cool as fuck. The people that are all blending in and gossiping and being horrible, and whether it's horrible bitches or horrible bastards, whatever, that's not the cool guys. That's not the cool gang. Do you know what I mean? It's cool to be unique and different, and boom, drop the mic, fucking love it. Right, okay. So the other song I was given is, now, take it either way, but from divine masculine collective to divine feminine, divine masculine's higher self, which your divine masculine's actual self may have caught up to that higher self. Now, it'll be different for different people. It was interesting because, again, I was putting my makeup on just quickly before I came out, and I was just like, what the fuck is that song? And it's a song that's like, Can't Tame Her. It's Zara Larsson, and it was like, and I was just like, and it's something about Party All Night, and I was like, what? But then when I listened, I was patient. So there's something about being patient. It was like it's something about like, basically, you can't tame her. You can't tame. I don't know the song very well, but it's something like, you can't tame her. So it was like this feeling of the divine masculine collective saying, I know I can't tame you, and actually I find it quite exciting, and I don't want to tame you, and I don't want you to tame me, because I've been controlled by distorted feminine energy, whoever it is in their lives, like my whole fucking life. That is what divine masculine collective say, regardless of gender, right? So that was quite beautiful. So just basically be wild and free, and that's how you guide me to be myself. Loving this, loving it. Can't take credit for it, just for my good listening skills, so it's coming through. And then from the divine feminine to divine masculine, it was Emily Sandy Babe, right? And again, my head went a bit like, oh, but would that not be like a divine would that not be like a divine masculine saying divine feminine? Because I love that song, and it's like, because I went to see her in concert once, and it felt like she was a twin flame, because of all the songs just feel very like that. I've said that before, but anyway, it's that song is like, you know, there were sirens out to get me, and you know, and I just pray you hear it's something like, you know, it's all these kind of words of, but even if you don't catch me, you were always worth the fall. So yeah. So that's divine feminines to divine masculine. And actually I fucking resonate with that too. I do. Like, it's like that, I kind of get a weird kick out of that too, that it's like I just fucking throw myself off the cliff, and for myself and for others, because I know it helps people. And yeah, if it goes my way, great. If it doesn't, well, I'm having fun. Do you know what I mean? It's just go fucking go with it. That's how it works for me, right? Is anyone here? Talk if you're here. For fuck's sake, come on. It's more fun when people talk. But right, that was all, I think. But why did I turn the volume up? There was another song. Oh, it was the one from 50 Shades of Grey. It was Helium, and I think it was probably Sia. Sia's in all the 50 Shades of Grey film. But it was like, it's like, your love, I don't know, it's something about I know the tune, but it's like it's something about your love lifts me. That sounds like anyway, something like that. So, but so that it was, they just really wanted me to give those songs because they were really, and now I've just opened up at Shine Your Light, which is what I'm doing right now. Again, shining your light doesn't always need to be as dramatic as it seems to need to be for me. That's just because I've got a Leo midheaven. Right, so shine your light is just be yourself. Do you know what I mean? So like I always say, if you are actually quite introvert, and which, believe it or not, I am, seriously, 79%, so the tests say, and then the other percent just goes for it. You know, it's about just showing your gifts and talents and just being your true authentic self. And, you know, and yeah, that is an inspiration to other people because you're just being yourself. Right, okay, so like I can just think of like people that maybe are like actors or singers or artists or whatever, and they're really quite shy people, but humble, but amazing at their talent. You know what I mean? That's what that speaks of. So your psychic toolkit, recentering practices, deepening your energetic awareness, clearing your aura, which again is, I can't stress it because that was the card I pulled for myself. It makes sense. It's like, right, we need you to get on and do your thing. Because my thing is about clearing energy, like clearing the way, getting you to see with crystal clear vision, crystal clear clarity, you know, where you couldn't see before. Healthy energetic boundaries, again, that is the other thing that I do. Protection, removing trauma from your field. See what I mean? This is the other thing that I help people do. Maintaining a high vibration, the other thing that I do. Rebalancing after times of raised frequency. Okay, so as we deepen our spiritual path, step out of illusionary constructs and become self-realized empowered beings, which is what I am, which is why I can help people. But it's what I haven't always been that. I just like to stress that. I haven't always been fully empowered. I've went through my shamanic initiations and a shamanic journey of life to get here. And it's not stopped. It's just I'm empowered enough to help people in that way. Because a lot of people that come to me are feeling very weak. They're feeling very frail. They're just battered by life. And so I help breathe that life in them again, which sounds like very goddess Isis as well, which is the energy I always work with on a Scorpio moon. So anyway, life may present us with more opportunities to grow than before. When we explore our innate healing ability, we may experience our expanding consciousness as deeply blissful and illuminating. Our glimpses of higher awareness can be followed by periods of intensity as we return to normal. Like when I come over here. These uncomfortable experiences are shadow elements unaligned with a higher vibration dropping away so we can maintain our new frequency. So I haven't read this card for ages, and sorry, I just need to take a breath because I've got the hiccups. That's when I'm clearing the energy. And I always clear energy stronger in a Scorpio moon. This feels very spot on with what I just said. And it's like, I can feel I've stepped into a new frequency and there's no going back. So I can only feel that if I feel like that at some point along the timeline, my twin flame will catch up to that. And I just don't bother about when that is because you can't on this journey. But so that's going to resonate for other people as well. Your sensitivity will be heightening, so it may be harder to spend time in places with frantic activity. You may feel disorientated, have emotional ups and downs, and even physical symptoms. Daily practices for recentering will allow you to drop into yourself and be present and still away from busy mind chatter and distractions. So for me, that is walking by the sea. But like I said, it used to be every day, but now I get guided to spend more time in the house than others, and it really just depends on the energy. And with this week being the build up to the equinox on Sunday, this is a huge week of the light and the dark balancing, and I can see that in the worldly. I mean, take your pick with I can see that in the world with the things that are happening and the distractions. Oh yeah, that just said about distractions, the mind chatter and the distractions. So yeah, keep your energetic protection, your spiritual hygiene at the highest. Clear your energy every day, whatever it is you do to connect to the new earth frequencies and detach from the old earth. And if you're new here, I've got several different meditations on the channel. Just put in, or just look for something titled New Earth Clearing or New Earth Meditation or something. Again, I always try to do one that's like a 15-minute one max or 10-minute one, and it always ends up being longer. But I'm sure they will guide me to do that at some point, because I know that that would be helpful for people. But again, you just go to the bit on the video that you know what I mean? It's like, for whatever, I know some of you do that already. There are so many ways to meditate, so experiment and find something that works for you. Exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Do it. That's what I'm all about. I know what works for me. Find the things that work for you, and I'm honoured and humbled that people find the things that I've provided helpful. There's no way to do it wrong. This is what I mean. This card is my energy. Every time I read this book, if you see me read it, I'm always like, God, this fucking feels like I've wrote it. She must totally be like on a very similar path. So yeah, there's yoga, qigong, painting or walking are just a few examples. We can learn to protect and maintain the energy we cultivate in ourselves, not from fear, but for a healthy awareness of what's ours and what is the energy of others, which is why I just took, along with getting the tooth out, it's also why I just spent a lot of time myself there healing, obviously, because when you're healing as well, it is important that you have that time yourself. And yes, I even mean strictly, I still haven't replied to comments. And it's not like I get a fucking load of comments, but it's just, to me, it's, when I'm talking back and forth with folk, it's just the same as if you were sitting on the couch chatting to people. So it's like when I feel that I'm just like I'm just too in it all. You know, it's like it feels to me like I'm in a, I don't know, like I'm in a living room chatting to loads of people, which is really fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. But that's when I need to pull back for a bit just to get my own energy and just keep the work-life balance. So yeah, but anyway, I will reply to the comments after, because there's been a few new people that have, and by the way, I won't name your name, but you'll know who you are. I really appreciate that, because there's been a girl that's been commenting on quite a lot of shorts and just obviously really strongly resonating. And I really appreciate that, because, you know, I know that the messages coming through are true and accurate, because I'm channeling God, I'm channeling the divine, and it's the people that need to hear it. But and not everyone's at the same bit and the same timeline either, by the way. When I'm itching my nose, that's loved ones in spirit usually. So yeah, I just wanted to stress that it's quite difficult actually not to reply to anyone, but definitely when there's new people. So hopefully you felt me telepathically replying, and I'll get back and reply to all of them now. So it's just, but again, that is another good example of take time for yourself to pull back your energy from the noise of the world, and even when it is soul family, because you need to, you know, you need to heal and you need to have your own energy. So we can learn to protect and maintain the energy we cultivate in ourselves, not from fear, but for a healthy awareness of what's ours and what energy, I'll say, I must have needed to read that again, and what's the energy of others. As we expand our consciousness, our empathy may increase. Maintaining energetic sovereignty will allow heartfelt exchanges with healthy boundaries. And again, so you need to maintain your energetic sovereignty for lots of things in the world right now. Yeah, again, and I made that clear how I feel. Again, I'm going to have to start being more careful about what I say, I suppose. But I mean, I'd like to see them try and censor me, really. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, I can't. I mean, I don't know how I can censor myself, basically. But it's like, yeah, I strongly disagree with trying to poison anyone in the world. But when it comes to giving that to babies and children, it's fucking evil. So that's how I feel about it. And it's not fucking funny either, but it's happening, isn't it? So but yeah, you need to have healthy boundaries with everyone, including your twin flame as well. So that's just very personal and different for every person. As well as having healthy boundaries, you need to make sure that your boundaries aren't so scary that the person feels like they can't come anywhere near you. So again, you just need to find a healthy balance of that. It's something I struggle with just with people in general, because my energy is so strong, because it needs to be for the things that I help people with, that some people can just think that I'm just like this all the time, and I'm not. Like, whether that's, like I said, bubbly and jolly and chatting all the time, or being like very kind of Scorpio moon, kind of Scorpio-ish, like what I'm being today, like just strict. It's we're all different, and it depends on what day it is. But you just can't, you can't be so bothered about that. Do you know what I mean? It's like when people can truly feel your frequency and they feel your heart, they should know that it's safe to come towards you. And yeah, so that is for anyone that Well, I think that is definitely about for twin flames towards each other. But I'm not just talking about that. Like that is for like, I feel anyone that may be thinking about or, you know, booking a session, or people that have worked with me before and it's been a long time, you know, because people can fall into, I mean, shit, there's a part of my personality that can still be like that. Like if you haven't seen someone for a long time, you start to panic and worry and feel like, you know, you can't contact them. And it's, well, it's, again, it's your own personal hurdle, whoever I'm tuning into with that. It's just something that you have to, because they're giving me a feeling of, it's really interesting actually, they're giving me a feeling of someone I've worked with recently. Like we just finished a bit of work together, and we hadn't spoke to each other for like, I've said this before, but we hadn't spoke to each other for like 6, maybe even been like 7, 8 months. And in that time, that person had gotten really close with their twin flames. So obviously I'm fucking delighted for that, you know what I mean? It's like fucking enjoy it. But I feel I'm sure I wouldn't be speaking out of turn. I think she'd said something like that to me. Like we'd both actually been, well, basically I've said this before. It was like we both went through. It was like we were each other's twin flame, which happens sometimes to me with all the twin flames that I talk to, because I help divine masculine energies. It was like she wanted to talk to me, and actually I wanted to hear from her. But I was going through a lot of my own stuff and she was going through her stuff. But when she did reach out to do deeper work with me, it was the absolute perfect right timing. And I was delighted to hear from her and she was delighted to hear. Do you know what I mean? So that's definitely a weird, but again, this is what I mean. That's how that's a message for people out there, is that it feels like the divine masculine energies that might be feeling like anxious about whether it like we're reaching out to a divine feminine healer, like that's obviously going to be resonate with some, or whether it's a divine masculine regardless of gender anxious about reaching out to their divine feminine. It's the same message, that it's like you're going to be met with, well, I said I was delighted. It was like, oh yeah, it's like I was careful, I nearly said the person's name there, but again, it's like they wouldn't let me, but it's, you know, it's like, oh yeah, reunion kind of thing, or, you know, it's like, and I was, you know what I mean, it's like catching up with an old friend. So that is a message there too. Obviously there's different bits and bobs with different people's situations, but right, so it kind of reminds me, I don't know why they're saying this to me, but it kind of reminds me of Normal People, when there's a huge confusion. Again, if you haven't seen it, watch it because it's brilliant. But I haven't watched it for a couple of years, but it's just something that really stuck with me. I always talk about that in Scorpio Moon, I'm sure I do. It's like there's like is it him that needs somebody? Yeah, he is going to get kicked out of the flat that he's in, and she is like living in her mum and dad's, it's something like that. And like they're going out at the time, and basically he is too shy to say, can I move in here? And she doesn't know that that's happening. So rather than him being vulnerable and saying, can I live here, even, you know, for temporary, whatever it was, because we're at college, he doesn't say. And instead he actually ends up breaking up with her. And, you know, and then it's horrible. It's so annoying to watch, because then he gets into a relationship with someone else for a couple of years, and she gets into a relationship, but she's more like, I would say she's the divine, well, I don't know, actually. No, I can't differentiate in that, because it's, I can't actually pick. It would be, they'd both be, if we're using that as an extreme twin flame example, they would both swapped in and out of being the divine feminine, divine masculine, because really he's like the divine, whatever. They're both troubled souls, is what I would say. It's an extreme example. I fucking sincerely hope that isn't people's twin flame journey, seriously, because there's some bits that I can't watch. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like she's got no self-esteem whatsoever. She hates herself. I mean, they both hate them. That's what's really awful. They both hate themselves in that program, but they love each other. And like they basically both need they both need to come to me for help if they were real people. But like they both seriously need deep healing and therapy, which, you know, the guy does end up going to get. But the point is yeah, there must be something like that going on for someone that's like, somebody's vulnerable and needs help, but they don't say, and then it leads them down a path of staying in a shitty place because they couldn't speak up. Because, yeah, I'm not kidding, it's seriously that simple, that he could have just said to her, can I live with you? And because he doesn't, and he's too embarrassed, he ends up in all these different situations that make both their lives hell. And then I think she does find out at some point that it's like, you know what I mean? Why didn't you just say? And it's like, you know, it's heartbreaking that it's like they both realise that it's like, oh, it actually annoys the fuck out of me channel. I don't know why I'm channeling that, and I really fucking hope nobody's in that, because it's actually annoying me to say it. Right, so it's miscommunication. That's what I'm saying. Miscommunication. So it won't be the exact same. Actually, it probably will be the exact situation for someone, but it's just the feeling that I'm getting, because my throat chakra is closing up now. So and that's what happens to him. He wants to ask for help, but he doesn't, and then it ends up going all kinds of wrong. And she feels rejected, when really it wasn't anyway. So just as we keep our body fit and healthy, it's good to ensure our energy field is free from anything that no longer serves us. We all experience some level of trauma as we go through life. Again, probably why I've just channeled about that series, because there's so much trauma in that. I don't even know where to fucking start. Like I said, that's a really extreme example. But it's just it's definitely twin flames because of the unexplainable pull that they have to one another, and the secrecy, and the it just is. The effects can stain our aura, and if unaddressed, may influence our physical or emotional well-being. There are many ways to clear your energy field. Seeing an energetic healer or learning clearing methods so you can do it yourself can be so helpful when you feel dense, heavy, triggered, sluggish, or down. And again, obviously, that's something that I do here. I do it on the channel, on live streams. I do it in the videos that you can watch whenever. I mean, you can watch all of them whenever. And also I teach people that on a deeper level in personal sessions, and also where you can't get yourself out of being tangled up in your own head, and or like witchcraft, black magic, all that kind of stuff that's happening to people. Because again, remember, so I feel I need to say it to someone out there as well. If you're coming up, if you've got a lot of weird health stuff going on, and the doctors, you know, totally, this keeps coming up for people, clueless about it and all that, it's because it's time to seek an energy healer. And again, if you're cutting the cords and it's not working, good luck cutting the cords with your twin flame. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't cut the cords with your twin flame. You just can't. You're the same energy. It'll clear up the energy a bit, but you can't cut the cords. And anyway, I'm not really, like, again, it's cutting the cord. I just think cutting the cord is, if they come some kind of like mainstream kind of, cut the cords off. It's you need to cut the cords, cut the energy with every interaction every day. Because it's kind of like a good example is if someone's becoming quite dependent on you, like, or codependent, you know, like it's like, or you feel like, I get that a lot being a healer. Like I feel people pulling at my energy, and I have to be like, look, I'm not your source of healing. Mother Earth is. So what I do is every time I come over here, I cut off the energy. People pull at my energy too much, and I remind their souls, you can get your healing from Mother Earth. But I set the intention that the people that need that deeper healing, send them to me and book a session. And it's, you know what I mean? That's just basically how it is. But it's important you do that as well. Clear your energy. So because there's the energy vampires everywhere as well, and there's people that know that they're sucking the life out yet, and there's people that unconsciously don't know that they are. It's all kinds of complicated. Being able to kickstart a positive vibration, you can regain perspective, can be the key to flowing through situations that seem overwhelming or unsurmountable. Oh God, so yeah, that actually makes sense now why I was channeling about normal people. That is just what it is. It's like, particularly to the guy in it, actually. Like, I mean, her too, but particularly to the guy, it's just like the anxiety that character feels is just like off the charts. Like, yeah, off the charts. Work with the violet flame to transmute anything that is not for your highest good into love. The flame is simple to visualize and a powerful tool that can be used by anyone. Yes. So consider your psychic toolkit. Do you have a range of accessible go-to practices for recentering and cleansing your aura or protecting your energy? Now, this is obviously coming up because of, like I said, the energy building up for the equinox. Is you're going to see it. You're going to see it in the wider world. We're seeing it already, guys. There's, again, especially if you're in the UK, I don't want to home in on any things in particular, but there's huge, big, massive, shocking dramas. That's interesting. I was going to say Revelations, and I'm sure one of the books is anyway. And it's all distraction, you know what I mean, from other things that are going on. Yeah. So an exercise routine for psychic fitness will keep your aura strong and resilient, your energy sovereign, and your vibration high. Maintaining clear and vibrant energy will also help you see through illusions that may be blocking or disorientating you. Bring the violet flame into your meditation and self-care practices for graceful rebalance after heightened energy levels. Right. Okay. So, the other things that the collective energies, I'll shuffle them again, but the collective energies that I was feeling just now that I've been talking about that, was this one came up again that I pulled last night. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? So again, these are meant to be designed from a divine masculine to a divine feminine. So it is kind of like, I wonder if I've left it too late, whether that's years or months or wherever your situ is. Like it feels like to do with the Hermit card for the divine masculine day. It's like I'm either still going in or healing, or I've been doing that and I've reflected enough. And then when the divine masculine goes into the divine feminine energy, which is Hermit in reverse today, I'm ready to talk. I'm just wondering if you are. That's what that is for whoever that's for. Or it could be a divine feminine, like I wonder if they're thinking about me. But what I would say is if you're a divine feminine and you're thinking that, you're a divine feminine that's got particularly low self-confidence or newer to the journey, because divine feminines know that the divine masculines feel, true divine feminines know that the divine masculines thinking about them. You know what I mean? At this point in the journey, they just do. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? So a divine feminine could be saying that to divine masculine as well. And like I said, for some people that are at that part of your journey, and it's so funny because with the astrology today as well, I'm just trying to think, what is it again? It's Neptune retrograde in Pisces opposite the sun in Virgo. There is something, and there's other things today as well. I can't remember the other opposition, but there's a strong pull to speak your truth, especially with Mercury going direct now as well. But actually it'll be something to do with Venus too. Like I feel obviously the absolutely divine masculines that are coming out of hermit mode are preparing to talk their truth. But there's a selection of divine feminines regardless of your gender that may be just feeling this real strong urge to speak, to let your divine masculine know how you feel about them. And I would say if you're feeling it and you're feeling it strongly, do it, right? But don't fucking blame me if it goes all tits up, right? Personal responsibility. But what I mean is you'll never ever regret speaking your voice if you're doing it for you, and you never know what can come from that. You know what I mean? It's all about batting the ball back and forwards in the twin flame journey. So it reminds me of one of my therapy clients that I just finished recently. There was a beautiful, again, it's anonymous, but there was a beautiful session that we had, and it was like she was just feeling this really strong energy, and all the work that we've done together. I was really proud of you. You know who you are. When she recognised that it was like, she's the woman and he's the man. But on that particular day, he was really struggling. And like I said, they're in union, but they still go through a lot of the difficulties that others do. And it's kind of like, because he's in a dark night soul, and it was that kind of she just sensed like, I need to reach out to him and just say this. So anyway, I'm being cryptic, but so that is what she done. And it was just that I really observed it, like that's so beautiful, because it's like you recognized you had to be the one to do that in that particular time in your life, that in that moment. And he really needed it and appreciated it. And then it meant that then he, he then gave back to her. Now that is a bit different because like I said, they are in union, but like I said, they're going through a lot of the same, push and pull things. So that's why I'm saying union like that. It's like reunion, but it's just they know they want to be together and they're working through it. So, that's why it's hard to kind of differentiate what that is. It's not a union per se that he's out the darkness and they're pushing forward with their life together, but that is the goal. And then the other card was, I feel like I abandoned you when I broke I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. Now, broke up could just be situationships, whatever, and you just you separate from each other's lives, or it could be that you were actually something, and I want to reconcile. So strong energies. So I'll just shuffle them again. So there's 3 people here. Somebody, if you want to talk. say hello, but you don't need to talk. And I will be back tonight. I better come on at 6:30 because that is what the time usually is. And so some people may expect that, but if I'm going to be keeping this up, which I do plan to, I'll probably make the Tuesday night one a later start. I think I only had it that early because it was the summer and it was really hot, and well, I've just been really, really fucking tired like all year. And now it's the winter again, I'm just going to be tired. But so I'll just have to roll with that. I'll just have to go with it. You know, most of the time, actually, I really don't know. That's not really true. I was about to say most of the time I go to my bed early, but there's every now and again I can be up. Well, especially lately, I can be up quite late, but I need to find a routine that works for me. We'll work it out, right? So because I didn't shuffle them on camera, what is another important message that some of the twin flames need out there? So like I said, I'm open for working with people this week. I'm just trying to think. I think Friday's probably out, unless it was like later on in the day. But that's probably, yeah. But yeah, what day's today? Yeah, tomorrow. I actually think it's only tomorrow, to be honest. Yeah, if you want a session, Wednesday, basically. But email me. I might be able to fit something in Thursday if it was like lunchtime kind of thing. But yeah, just email me. So like I said, we can do a live Zoom session, or I can do a video that you can watch, and that has all the healing in it as well. And there's different options there. If you look on the schedule, can do distance healing as well. It depends where you're at and if I've ever worked with you before. If I've done sessions with you before, you've got access to sort of everything. If I haven't ever worked with you before, there's a process that, you know, it's I kind of throw you in at the deep end. Walk before you run kind of thing. I wrote that in the comments of the last video. What else? Don't know. Right. What does somebody's divine masculine energy want to say to them out there? And it could have been a long time because that was a long fucking time of shuffling. Our beliefs were just too different and I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. Every time I channel quite in depth about a series or a film, which is every time, but it always ties in with the cards. That feels like when I was channeling that series because, like I said, the whole sort of thing is that he perceives them to be really fucking vastly different. And they're not. Do you know what I mean? It's like they really aren't that different and they're struggling with a lot of the same things. And they actually both don't like a lot of the people around them very much. Do you know what I mean? That's what I get when I watch it. And really, like, it just feels like actually that tarot card, it just feels like the two of them in that program need to fucking get the fuck away from everyone. And they end up doing that. So, yeah. But anyway, that's that. I feel that is some kind of past energy someone wants to say, and I love you, but I'm afraid to reach out and have you reject me. Yeah. So again, fuck. I mean, that's really scary. That's going to really speak to people because that is exactly like in that program. So someone needs to watch that program. It's just really, it's not that he doesn't love her. He has so much love for her, he can't fucking speak. Yeah. Our love was, oh my God, I can't. I do love it, but it is intense. Look at this. Our love was too intense for me to handle. I needed to break away. But how sad is it that guy breaks away and he gets in a serious relationship with someone else? And then in you know, it's again, it's sad. It is sad as well. We watch it. It's like, you know, because that girl feels it. Like that girlfriend knows that he is deeply, deeply in love with the best friend. Because they still kind of keep in contact, you know, and she's really troubled, the girl. And someone's in a dynamic like this. I keep track of, oh my God, yeah, probably that too. I keep track of you from afar by looking you up online. And I'm just going to go with the thingy of the normal people. That girlfriend knows that he just basically keeps an eye from Marianne, is it? So that might be someone's name, from afar. Because like I said, she's really troubled in that. And I kept up a facade to the world, but you always saw past my soul. I'm telling you, that is so the energies of that series, and it'll be someone's union. It's fucking everyone's, but right. So it's not everyone's, but it does feel very, yes. Anyway, so right, what have we got for? I'm now just going to do. This was my plan in my head before I came on, but like I said, it always changes because it's just they've got a plan. This is roughly what I thought I was going to do. I'm just going to pull a card for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, and then I'm going to go. So I'm just going to look and see how long. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so I have roughly been. Oh shit, I meant to post this. Doesn't really matter now. I'm going, but wait a minute. Right. So like I said, if you're catching this now and it's before 6:30 UK time, I say 6:30, guys. I might come on later than that, right? But yeah, I do plan to come on and do people's cards. I'm not going to be sitting here for hours and hours. Might be 2 hours, might even be 3 hours. I don't think 3 hours. I really don't know. If it's 2:15 now, yeah. I'll come on at I think 6:30 till 7:30, 6:30 till 8:30 maybe, because that allows a wee bit, maybe 6:30 till 8:30. And then I'm definitely going to aim to get off at 8:30. But like I was saying, if we end up having fun and whatever, I'll hang about. It just depends on what I feel needs to be transmuted with the energies. But hello, Michelle, how are you? Michelle, I might just be a rebel with my own rules, but if you I'm just posting this because I forgot to. If you aren't able to come on later, like, are you able to come on later? Or are you able to be here now? Or do you want me to just pull you a card now? I wasn't going to do cards at the lunchtime one, but oh, that fitted. It's quite good. Oh, right. Yeah. Do you want a card now or later? Or I can just do it on the one later. I'm like, I'm just going to procrastinate. Right, but while I'm waiting to see what you say, and how are you doing? I missed you. I'm going to, and then look, even with that, Michelle always says things about the Matrix, but I was talking about the Matrix when I started this live, so that's even funny that you're like, because look, this guy, like, he's like, let's get out of here, let's break free from the Matrix. And all jokes aside, by the way, because I know it sounds like I'm joking when I channel messages, if you are not moving your own ass from situations where you know are not good for you, Spirit will do it for you. God will do it for you. Yeah. And did you see what I found on the beach today? Now, again, oh, poor wee, what the fuck is that? That better be seaweed. It is. This little unicorn, I mean, he looks cool as fuck, doesn't he? Or she does. But look, they've got a little lightning bolt on their ass. So it's kind of like, that's funny because lightning bolts are one of my signs for the tower moment, basically, things happening out of the blue. But I just was like, you're fucking kidding me. Because that's part of my mediumship. I find things on like physical items on the ground pretty much nearly every day. It's part of my mediumship and just who I am. And I actually used to keep a trail of it, by the way, on social media. Not through this thing, and people fucking loved it. And I just thought, I just kind of stopped it, but it was fun while I done it at the time because it's just this constant. I might do it again at some point because it was fun, but I'll just probably do it through here. But yeah, that is not a coincidence. Nothing ever is. My throat chakra is going again. This is what I mean about, because I've not spent loads of time talking like this or channeling. I'll see how I go later. Yeah, that in that last video that I channeled, the last two, I'd in an oracle card, there's a unicorn and a cat, and I'd said, this is like how you and your twin flame think you're really different, but actually you're quite similar. Just go and watch that part in the video. If you want me to direct you to it, if anyone's interested in what I'm saying, I'll find the bit and pin it on that video, because it was really beautiful, like what came through. Like, it was funny too. But so that's where that's coming from. It's like you both, you and your twin flame, look at each other, if you know them, obviously, like they're a unicorn. And like, it's just impossible. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can this even work, or how can this be real, or it's too good to be true? And that is the kind of thing about, like, when you really want someone that much, your subconscious, you know, you'll come up with all these different reasons of why there's no way I could possibly be that lucky to have the person that I really want, and it's going to feel like a dream come true. It's, you know what I mean? Like, you'll make up all these different things. So that's what that means. So seeing that on the ground, it is, yeah, it's definitely about these unions. I find lobsters, I love it, again, because that's relevant too. Do you know what I mean? He's your lobster. I'm going to be undercover in the Matrix. Love it, as a lot of people are. Right, divine masculine energies are absolutely undercover in the Matrix. Some are, and they don't even realize that they are. You know, just by you being who you are and being a being of light, even those that are wearing a mask. Because, like I said, that's actually really an example, Michelle, of the, like, needing to wear a mask for a reason. You know what I mean? It's like, because, and I've played that part in the Matrix of being a light warrior, but, you know, that's what I mean about, like, so watch that bit earlier from before you got here. I said about, like, I'm just so tired of, like, in the times of my life when I've had to hide how I feel, whether it be about my gifts or how strongly I feel about my twin flame. Like, there's no fucking way I'm doing that. So, right. But yes, do you want a card right now? Or are you going to be able to come on later? Well, I'll just pull you one now. But I need to be careful, because the last time I fucking jammy bottom, like, I flashed my belly, basically. And it's like, I never used to have one, but it's like, it turns out getting this age can do your shit. People putting fucking witchcraft on you now. Anyway, so, right. Not joking. Right. Right. So now the time is now. Right. What does Michelle? That was my back. My ass crack is now. That was my back. You might have seen my butterfly tattoo there. Right. And that's transformation. So, oh my God, I so appreciate you. I so appreciate you too. I really miss you. I've missed you all. So I'm glad you're here. Right. What does Michelle need to know? What would be for Michelle's highest good to hear right now? We'll trust that she knows what that's about. I feel a card wants to jump out today. Oh, kinda turned around. Right, so what is this? So that's good, because it is the 5 of, oh fuck, I can't, wait a minute. I need to work it out. 5 of, it's either the 5 of Wands or, I think it's the 5 of Wands, but I'll just read the words. And it was in reverse, so that's good. Basically, fuckery is behind you, but opposing goals arising from differing opinions, feeling at odds with yourself or others, overly ambitious people. But it's in reverse, so I feel like a time of feeling conflicted within yourself. Oh, and look, I just said about my butterfly tattoo, and there's butterflies all over this card. Look, there's blue butterflies. So speaking your truth, you know, going through huge transformation, and wherever there was conflict with others around you, I feel you're putting it behind you. And I just want to look at the bottom. 8 of Autumn, do more research before proceeding, education in the form of seminars, going back to school, apprenticeships, excellent craftsmanship, or long-term projects. That's the sorry, my mind keeps going blank. That's the 8 of Pentacles. So again, it's like, and it's in reverse. So I'm taking that as like some kind of whatever has felt like really hard work and difficult is going to be behind you, because now we've got justice, ass crack. What, did you actually see my ass crack? You fucking better not. You didn't, because it's like, but they do keep going low. God, that'd be too much, man. Anyway, I know I'm not real, but for Christ's sake, right, justice. Take time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. So again, there's some kind of karmic justice coming about for you here. And again, it just feels like difficult, challenging times. If they're not already behind you, they're going to be behind you, because this justice card keeps coming out for divine masculine energies. So anyway, I hope that meant something to you, and I know that that'll be messages for other people watching this too. Right, okay, so now let's pull a card for, let's do divine masculine. I always do divine feminine first, because but oh my God. Look what's just fucking leapt out. See, that's why I love this work. It's so fucking magical. It doesn't matter that I shuffled that and it leapt out for me before it was live, because I told you, right? And this is just a symbolic of their like, trust Claire when she says that, because it's the truth. Because look what's just come out. So I got, as divine feminine, the violet flame for doing this. And I've just shuffled and I've just said this is divine masculine's card, and it's the violet flame as well. So I'm not going to read it, so that saves me time, so that's good, because I read it at the start. So that is the divine so divine masculine call upon the violet flame energy to transmute the challenging stuff that's around you, or like I said, tune into some of my stuff, because I'm always claiming the violet flame. And I can't help but notice the strange synchronicity of the Saint Germain card in that light warrior deck. Looks like my twin, so that's quite funny. Right. No ass crack, or I would have fallen off my Matrix office chair. Jesus, man. That's so with that. I know that my belly did, like, it's funny because it's like I said, it's like the way I'm sitting down, my jammy bottoms are cutting into my belly. But it was like, I'm pretty sure it's like cutting the belly in half. So I'm pretty sure like my top was up and it was like my belly's like, so anyway, it's no flattering, but fuck, you know what I mean? It's what it is. It is what it is. Right. I'm on my health kick now that I've been having to eat fucking ice cream and scrambled eggs. I don't even eat eggs, right? Because don't get me started on that. Like, all these health things talk about eggs being good for you, but eggs can harbour so many fucking viruses and everything, but I do love eggs. That's what's so annoying. I wish it wasn't true, but it is. But I had to eat it because it was the only thing I could really eat. So I'm just thinking of it again. I love a sandwich and a packet of crisps, but I can't eat crisps for another week or so, I would say. But yeah, quite amazing. I had absolutely no pain with getting that tooth out. So, right, what have we got for divine feminines then? Solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination. Yep, feels like shine your light. And I'm going to read healing for both, because that's on the bottom. So, because I don't actually know if I've ever read this. I don't remember what this is about at all. Because that's, see, when I get decks of cards, again, I know it says all the time, but I think some people are very methodical, aren't they? They sort of sit, they study the book and that. Like, I've literally never, ever done that. But I suppose if I was going to, I'd probably want to sit and read this one. But I guess it's because I fucking can't stand reading books. So I quite like the mystery of it, and that sometimes like I've literally never seen a card and I've had a deck for years because it's never came out. So, or I've just never read the book because I don't read a lot of the books for some of them. So, right. So, what's Michelle saying before I read this? So this is divine feminine's energy, but this is also divine. It's so complicated, isn't it? But if you can keep up, great. It's like, this is divine feminine energy, but it's also divine masculine's feminine energy. You know what I mean? Like getting in touch with your feelings. And that's proved by the fact that I got the violet flame and I shared it with you when I came on, and then I shuffled for divine masculine with it. So again, it's just symbolic of the energies are so merged for people that are going to resonate with this. Solar plexus chakra number 4, and then I'll just read what Michelle's wrote. Is my Spotify still playing? Because I feel the need to look and see what song it is right now. It is. It's Teardrops, reminds me, baby, of you. That's my mum's favourite song. So teardrops. So someone's crying, basically. So, or they might not be crying, but they're not feeling very good. And that's actually very in line with Scorpio Moon. Scorpio Moon is dark, you know what I mean? And it's rough. And it's probably why they've got me to get my shit together to be on here to just entertain you with all the weirdness. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm looking a bit peely welly, guys. I normally put my wee fake tan on just to sort of brighten my energy up a little bit, but I couldn't be fucking arsed, but I'm looking a bit peely welly. I'm just recognising that. But yeah, so I don't know why that was really interesting. I just got guided to look at that, and because I remembered it was on, so it'll be for someone. What was I going to do? I was going to look see what Michelle said. That, yes, that really resonated. Having to finish ancestral family life lessons. I received another confirmation earlier this morning. This is huge for me. Right, brilliant. So that really fits with that. So did you resonate with the Tower card as well that I showed, wherever I've put it? Yeah, like, yeah. It is all ancestral stuff that is coming up for divine masculine energy. It's just interesting. What I'm observing, right, is it feels like all the stuff that I've moved through this for years, but I've done a lot of deep ancestral work. Particularly, it was actually literally this time last year was really, really rough. Like October, November especially. And during that, I was really, really, there was moments of deep longing, pining really for my twin flame is what I would say, like my inner child was. So for that may resonate for divine masculine energies as well. And then I'm here to say, like, you know, the good news is like it all sort of like it began to clear. Again, I'm being cryptic, but I can talk about this in like kind of personal sessions. This is what I mean. But a lot of the stuff that was just really kind of challenging, just seemed to resolve over time and it seemed, I think it went with the change of seasons now that I think about it. So it probably was from like the autumn equinox, and then like by maybe like kind of by actually maybe it was like the period of the autumn equinox to the winter equinox around the 21st of December was really rough. Basically, it was a lot of deep ancestral healing, just difficult things that were very triggering things coming up. And then by the spring, whatever had been an issue sort of then was it was almost like that hadn't been an issue whatsoever by this March, the spring equinox. But then there was other difficult, challenging things going on in my life. So I feel that is what the wave of divine feminine energies and my wave will totally resonate. I bet you went through the exact same thing at the exact same time. And what I'm saying is your divine masculine energy, I feel, will be going through that now. So, or coming out of it. So, right. It's so strange to be connected to you and in the Matrix, finding balance between both worlds. Did you see, Michelle? I don't know if you've seen last night's video, but fuck, you really need to watch it. I pulled a card for Divine Masculine called Between Worlds. So that's mental if you haven't seen that. But yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I'm now eating lunch at 9:30. Oh my God. It's having mini towers. The latest family fuckery is a doozy. So grateful for it. Wait a minute, doozy isn't good, is it? Or doozy isn't a good thing in America, isn't it? Or does it mean it's not as big a deal as what you've dealt with before? Go and just clarify for that for me. Right, I'll read that. I'll see what you're saying. So, but again, thank you, because whenever anybody shares back on this, right, I know that what you're saying, there's other people that will be watching this really resonating, and it puts their mind at ease, because although it's obviously, I know it's helpful for me to channel about it, when I'm not going through it right now, even though I've went through it at some point in my journey, like I said, even as little as like last year, it's helpful when somebody that is going through it is clarifying it back, and other people can see that they're not alone. So is my feeling on it. So, oh shit, I forgot to turn off my data there. Right, okay, so solar plexus. So this, like I said, this is for divine feminine, but it's also divine masculine's feelings. And then we've got violet flame for divine masculine, and that's divine feminine's divine masculine side, which makes sense with me giving the example of, yeah, me taking action to transmute the darkness into light by showing up and being on here. Like, I'm taking the action, the divine masculine action, to be on here. Do you know what I mean? But to transmute it with my divine feminine energy. Do you see what I mean? That's how it works together. Okay, so yeah, I thought that doozy isn't good, is it? So the latest family fuckery is a doozy, so it's bad. But you're grateful for the difficult late, right? Okay, that's very in line with what I'm feeling. So thank you for sharing that with me. So I'm sending love and prayers to you, and know that you're handling it like a badass, and I know that everyone else is handling it like a badass. And like you said, I shared cryptically what I have went through my own challenging times like that, and however dark it might seem right now, and like, how am I ever going to resolve this? You know, it's, you'd be surprised. You know what I mean? That's what the seasons changing are about for me. I haven't shared that for ages, right? Remember on Facebook, I used to share this podcast like literally every equinox. So why change now? But it doesn't let me link. It doesn't always let me link things in the comments. Oh no, I think that's just shorts. It does in a video. Yeah, I'll link this podcast because it really, I'm going to listen to it again. I can never listen to it too many times. It's like a 30-minute podcast, but I think it's maybe only 20 minutes, you know, in total, if you skip that when he's talking about his event and that, which was now like fucking 10 years ago or something. And he just basically talks about seasons and endings and beginnings. And that card also came up. That's what I titled the video yesterday. And like, that's feels like it's really going to speak to people. So like, you know, it's time for something to end in someone's life and a new beginning. And but it's just the sadness and the grief that can come from something no longer being the way it once was. And like I said, I do feel for a lot of people, it's like things to do with family and that, like ancestral stuff, like, and if it's not your actual family, it's like home comforts, like, so it could be things with friends or family, as in people that are with partners. And that, you know, it's time for it to end, but it's still, you know, it's still sad. Something like that. Right. Okay. So radiant illumination, personal power, independence, self-discipline, confidence. Again, I channeled loads about self-discipline and why I'm really strong on that. Like, I know, like, yeah, it takes so much self-discipline. Actually, that's when I was channeling about sexual energy. But yeah, so I was saying that in the video last night. Confidence, assertiveness, decision-making, belief, intellectual abilities, expression of will, bringing ideas in reality. Because what I mean by that is lust can ruin your life. If you allow yourself to always be taken in by lust, it will ruin your life. Yeah, so the solar plexus chakra is the radiant center of our being. It holds a vibrant spark that brings our passions to life. Enter this space to step away from playing small unworthiness, the idea that you're taking up space and insecurity-based competitiveness. Allow yourself to be attuned to the abundant life force that resides within this center and be energized, motivated, fueled with inspiration, infused and clear-minded so that you can bring forth more of yourself and what you wish to bring in the world. Birth in the world, rather. But I said bring, but birth. So again, the beginnings. As you discover a deep and a real sense of self-empowerment, which is what I'm all about, helping people with, to write down the fact that until recently, my counselling package was called Self-Love and Empowerment Package, because that is what it does. You can, oh, wait a minute, what the fuck? You can more confidently lift others in celebration, harmonizing differences, look what Michelle said too, and shifting hierarchical paradigms into collective co-creation. So restore, remember that you're a powerful being who can connect with potent life energy as and when you need to be, when you need it. Be aware of what fuels your fire and consider circumstances where you had your power away. I think it's meant to say gave your power away. I think I've noticed that typo before, actually. Imagine all the fragments of your energy that you've given away at some point and bring them all back to the center of your being. Yeah, so you'll hear me have channeled that in meditations before, that, you know, I do that for myself every day, and I do it whenever I'm doing it in here. Let's just do it now. Just wherever I've given my power away, knowingly or unknowingly, I call it back from all timeline, space, dimensions, all versions of self, and I'm calling on that for me and my twin flame with their higher self's permission. But like I said, why are they, you know, why would somebody not want to have their power back? It's, you know, just, yeah, call it back. It's your energy. And if we want to get really deep on this, with you and your twin flame, when either of you are being manipulated, or your power is being taken away, or, you know, witchcraft, black magic, basically attack on your spirit, that is why it's so important that whoever it is that's more empowered, which is usually the divine feminine until the masculine matches them, keep calling back your energy. That's your energy as well. Like, so both your energies are under attack. So it's like, keep being like, that's my fucking energy. Like, stop fucking attacking my energy. Do you mean, whether you want to see is stop attacking my man, like, or stop attacking my women, or stop attacking my fucking person. Do you mean? It's like, but it's like, that's mine, but not in the controlling, toxic, distorted way in which a karmic energy do it. You can do that energetically, but not being like, because it's coming from a place of love. It's like, obviously, if someone, again, because if someone's happy and free and enjoying their life, which there's parts of the twin flame journey where, you know, you are, especially the divine masculine, when they're basically asleep, like, you know, they've put you on the fucking shelf somewhere. Like, you know, and that's, again, that actually, again, though, like, why am I saying this again? But it does just remind me of what I've said loads, just does my nut. I've said it loads of times when, you know, one of the last times I saw my twin flame, it was like only a few feet away, and like, I was surprised actually how paralyzed I still felt. Like, I just felt like I couldn't say hi. But yeah, he looked really happy and he looked free, and I thought, I don't want to put him in a place that, like, I don't want him to be awkward, and I don't want to feel awkward, and, you know, part of me just wanted to get the fuck out of there. So, but you know what I mean? It's like, but that's, so we're not talking about that. I'm talking about if you can feel your twin is feeling trapped, and like people are trying to take their energy, and like, keep calling your power back, and it calls their power back. By you staying strong and happy, you help them call their power back. Boom, love it, love it, love it. Your power and where you're putting your energy, and it's at your navel, and it's gold and yellow, or whatever color you want it to be, like I always say. Right, so, and now the healing card. And that's, so with what I just said there, that feels very in line with the review that I put in the comments of last night's video, that basically there's a session that I do, which is, it's to balance your divine feminine, divine masculine energy within you, but which you're always aiming to do on the twin flame journey, but it's a really deep session, and it's, as it says in the review there by that person that wrote that, it takes a while to integrate. When I was going through that myself, it took about a year and a half roughly to really integrate that energy. And but after I did, I just didn't I didn't see the separation like I did before that. So it's a really powerful session. I've not done that with loads and loads of people, to be honest. There's only a few people that I know that I've done that with, and it has changed their whole entire fucking lives. Like, you have to be ready for it. So it's not a first time session thing that I do with people. It would be people that had done a few sessions with me already, because it's important that, again, it's important to people realize that, like, with shamanic work, it's not about running. Like, it's not about like, oh, I want to be my twin flame, I'm going to go get a session with Claire, and that will help me be my twin flame, or that will help me follow my calling, or big things, big changes do happen for people, but it's healing. It's not, I'm about to read the healing card, so that's quite interesting that I'm saying this. It's healing, and it's like, you know, so there's some, like, actually with ancestral work, like, particularly in the way of the shamanic way, like, you need to journey to different directions depending on what you're dealing with. So if it's like real sort of early childhood stuff, we journey to the direction for that. If it's like your teenage years, we would journey for and this would be like different, you know, different sessions where someone comes to me, and it would be when you feel guided to do it. So you know, it's important to people realize that, and it's yeah, so again, but this is all sorts of things, you know, people don't need to worry about that so much. If you're a total newbie and a beginner, if you're just feeling very, very drawn to me, which I'm sure some of you that are here all the time, you'll remember when that happened. If you're feeling really, really drawn to me for whatever reason, and you feel like I can help you with something, you know, trust that. Like that is your spirit is telling you something. And I share enough about what I help you with, and other people share on their lives and, you know, whatever, that, you know, but the most important thing is if you're in a really, really dark situation you can't see your way out of, whether it's something to do with your physical health or something to do with, you know, toxic karmic situations that you're around of any kind, like, you know, there's going to be a good chance that I've already helped someone else with it before. So yeah, book a session, basically. Right. So 30. And it's not a coincidence that I've just looked at the time and it's 14:44 here when I said that, 144. So again, I'm here to help with twin flames. So, oh, hello, Brianna. I was thinking about you yesterday. How are you doing? Well, hopefully I'm not even here for 15 minutes because I'm reading this card and I'm going. Lesson being, just because someone is family, if they are not a match, they have to go with love. Absolutely, Michelle. This family member is the last living family member I was connected to. I feel peace, not loss or sad. Well, I'm really, you know, I'm glad to hear that for you then, because it's like, but I think that's really, really important what you said. You know, whether it be that it's just recognizing that it's not good for you to be around this person right now and things can resolve and you can, you know, be around them again in time. And sometimes it's not a lot of time, you know, it's not too much later, or whether it's a situation where, you know, it's not good to be around them. I'm glad you're recognizing that. So integration, embodiment seals the deal. Fuckery has been brought to light and sent back to source. Amen, sweet Jesus. I'm loving it. Sounds like you're doing good work there. Right, so my phone's probably going to turn off, actually. It's 4%. So actually, Brianna, if you can't be here later, do you want me to pull you a card right now? I wasn't going to do the cards on this one, but it just makes sense if you're here right now. So I'll wait to see what you say, and then I'll read this card, and then I'm going to go. So again, guys, if you're watching this now, I'm going to come back here tonight, and I'll just come right on and do personal cards, unless I get more downloads before it, which I probably will. Because I've done this today, I'll not, because I don't know if I'll go that deep into it every day that I come on here at this time, to be honest. So I've pulled the 7 of summer. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over-analysing the options. So that actually came out reverse, Brianna. So I feel there might be something, I think right now there might be something that if you haven't done this already, you're being guided to, but it feels like you might have already sort of done that, where it's like where there might have been lots of different options and something's, you know, confusing you, or something seeming like a bit of an illusion. It feels like you're clearing the cobwebs is what I'm hearing, to be able to see the wood from the trees. And yeah, because brilliant. Take the steps to ensure financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honouring family traditions. Basically, it's 10 of Pentacles. So it feels like whatever you've already done or you're being guided to do to stop scattering your energy so much or being distracted by people that are pulling out your energy, it's going to lead to the 10 of Pentacles. So that's a brilliant message. So for whoever else resonates with this, believe in yourself, wonderful people that want to help you, maintain a why can't I say that? That means something. Fucking hell. Maintain a balance between work and home life. And I've actually, that's the Queen of Wands, is it? I get so confused with these cards. Yeah, it must be. What else? Yeah, it must be. That's what I was talking about, like maintaining a balance between work and home life. Like when I said, like, I want to do this every day because I'm meant to do something every day. It's literally in my soul's blueprint for people, like, you know, and live is the best way for me, but I need to maintain that balance, right? Okay, so 30, let's read this. So you're very welcome. Energy rebalance. So this is for both twins. Energetic awareness, healing yourself and others, exploring healing modalities, Reiki, the chakra system, your unique and innate ability to heal, color vibration. I spoke about being a color healer last night in that video too. Soul sovereignty, auras, and the meridian system, aligning to highest good and optimal health. the Lemurians, which I'd said, this is why I'm using this deck, I'd felt that everything that's come through today is a mixture of the Pleiadians and Lemurians. And again, for people that have watched me for years, I know I don't normally home in on that, but for whatever reason, they really did want me to say that it's like I'm coming on here working with the frequencies of the Pleiadians and Lemurians. So, which again, I have been the whole fucking 8 years, to be honest, but it's like it's different energies that want to work with me. Right, so the Lemurians were well versed in the practice of healing arts. They were very naturally intuitive and accustomed to navigating energetic-based realities. We all have natural healing abilities that are advanced when we deepen our energetic awareness. When we perceive the world beyond our more well-known senses, we start to receive information and wisdom that is different from that which stems from intellect. By tapping into life force consciousness and using abounding energy alongside focused intention, we find that anything is possible. You may already practice a form of natural healing, but find you sometimes feel quite drained. Oh, and I spoke about that on this too. That's quite interesting. And I spoke about it in the written bit too, that, you know, because I transmute energies within my body, yeah, I have found that over the last year, you know, it can take its toll on my body because of the different, you know, people that I come into contact with that have put things in their body. It's like it is, yeah, it's quite, it's interesting. Again, I'm interested by it, but it's fucking annoying too, and it affects my health. If this is the case, ensure your energy, the energy you're overflowing from comes from infinite stream of abundant universal energy. And that's when I said, you know, like when a healer is coming up against things like that, it's important that you go and seek the healing. So that's what I'm doing as well. It's like, you know, that happens to humble you, and it also is there to teach you that you need to receive from others as well. And like I said, and actually a lot of times it's, you know, it reminds me of when I channeled a written one about a year ago or something. Maybe it wasn't even a year ago, it was maybe just in January, February, and it was something about as soon as you come into contact with your twin flame, a lot of both your health issues are going to clear up almost instantly because you heal each other. So rather than using your own resources, you may want to imagine the brightest, most love-imbued luminescent light flowing down from the heavens or the centre of the universe, and alongside any healing intentions include the statement "for the greatest good." Many healing modalities work with the high vibrational energies. It can be wonderful to explore these in conjunction with your current practices. If you haven't done healing work before, but feel called to do so now, follow the instinct. Being able to offer healing to loved ones or yourself is a gift. Exploring the art of energetic healing will significantly increase your sensitivity. I can't help but notice we're on page 84 and 85. A lot of the twin flames, and not everyone, but there's a lot of twin flames that tune into me. These are the years that you and your twin flame were born. So exploring the art of energetic healing will significantly increase your psychic sensitivity. Energetic healing is based on the meridian systems of the body. These systems, the chakras, are often depicted as coloured wheels of light. This is fascinating because I channeled in that one yesterday as well about, well, again, because Scorpio is to do with sex, it's like, you know, if you keep sort of hanging about in the, you know, in that world, you're pushing the twin flame union further and further away, because although, you know, sex is a part of the twin flame union when you're with them, it's like you'll stop the actual union coming together. So it's kind of like if you can refrain from that stuff, all of that kind of stuff, until you're in union with your twin, you'll be glad because you'll be with them, and then you can fucking do whatever. Do you know what I mean? But it's, so whoever needs to hear that, because that was coming through yesterday, and it seems like it's coming through again now. Right, so because some people might get confused with that, because you might think, oh, if I do this, it's manifest them and that, and it's like, this depends. That might be something that's pulling you off the path anyway. So basically, why are they, again, the tantric guides are coming in. Yeah, I can talk about that more in a personal session, but I get what they mean by that to a certain extent. But then it gets to a point when you're really close to getting to a union, you could be doing the union more damage than, you know, it's like basically wait for the real getting it on with your I'm just laughing. This must be for a message for somebody needs to hear, because it's stuff that I'm like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, book a session, fuck's sake. Whoever's confused about all that shit, if you don't already know yourself. Emanating from these powerful vortices is the energy field called the aura. It's possible to train yourself to see electromagnetic field around the body, and it can be photographed. The appearance of the aura is influenced by the chakras. Muddier or darker colours in aura may imply some spring cleaning is in order. For more of this, see the text for the violet flame. How crazy is that? The violet flame is the card that we got. Color is how we perceive light frequencies, and that is, oh my god, that's really crazy, because this is the combined card, and the violet flame is, oh, I can't believe this. Color is how we perceive light frequencies. Every color has a different vibration. Crystals are formed through vibration, and each carries its own frequency. Crystals are often used in spiritual healing because they hold the frequencies to bring the chakra points into balance. Sound healing is another example of this. Immersion in a sound bath experience aligns the brain waves with frequencies conducive to self-healing, as well as body and energy wholeness. We feel, hear, receive the sounds that are organically aligned to the same frequency they resonate at. Many tools can help us restore our centered state of balance and access to life force power. Oh, my phone. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. My phone's just died, so I'm not going to be able to see what you say. I'll need to go and charge it. When we engage them, the benefits will flow onto others. Healing is a path to true empowerment and energetic sovereignty as we collectively raise our vibrations and wake each other up, which is what I'm here to do. I'm here to wake you all the fuck up with love. We will see massive shifts forward on old hierarchical foundations will fall away. That feels like, again, the Tower card that was for today. Extend the margins of your awareness. Revisit the situation in question with a broader perspective or higher vibration with a focus on healing. That can even be about the ancestral stuff, you know, that it's like, if you're looking at a situation that's completely doomed, like, you know, this is never going to resolve itself. What the fuck is going on? This is like the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life ever. That must be someone's mindset for maybe saying it like that. When you look at it from a higher spiritual perspective, from helping, like doing this for clients over the years and for having to do it for myself, that is what shamanic journeys are about. When you journey to, you know, sort all this out in the energy realms, it's amazing what can come about, like in the physical. A weird example, well, not weird, but I'm being given an example of when I was helping a child that was being bullied at school. And long story short, we've done a bit of work there, and because again, I heal children as well. Usually it's through the children that I heal are through people that are a client anyway, because obviously you're not exactly going to send, well, I hope you wouldn't send your kid to some fucking random that you don't know. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, long story short, we done a wee, healing meditations. I change it up for kids because you can't keep their attention for really, and even an hour's pushing it, like kind of 40 minutes, kind of 30-40 minutes. And then I just chat for the rest of the session. But it's kind of like, yeah, it was amazing. Like, we done what we done, and in record time, like that child had resolved, like they'd resolved the situation with the bully, but actually became friends with them. So this is what I mean. So again, I bet you that's going to really speak to people, whoever it is in your life that you're feeling bullying you or being difficult, or all that kind of. It's open your mind and heart to miracles, because when someone's bullying someone, I mean, that's a strong word, but I'm using that word. But when someone's been a bully, they've usually been bullied themselves, or they're not conscious of their own shadow self. And so when I help people, I've helped people integrate their own shadow self, and basically you become a nicer person, because it's like you just see that people act out from their own places of pain. That's actually like what I channeled on that video last night too. My niece said, why is that? It's Chuck, I think his name is. Why is Chuck? Oh, and then that's kind of weird too, because that character was called Chuck. And then that's like Gossip Girl too, like Chuck Blair, Chuck and Blair, like Chuck on Gossip Girl was like that too. Like, he's quite dark and nasty at times. But my niece was like, why is he being bad? And I was like, well, because he's hurt, and when we find out who's hurt him and what's caused that, he'll not be angry anymore, or something like that. It was just really deep. This will help you decipher what is real, possible. Like, again, because I don't know who needs to hear this, but like when I help people in sessions, like I don't make the karmic like the enemy kind of thing, although a lot of them are doing some really dark, like they really are doing, like, not, there's some people who've got really dark people around them, but some of it's just someone in your life who's been really difficult and causing a lot of pain, and it's coming from a place in them. So it's like, if we put out the intention that they heal that within them, or I've literally freed people's minds. When I've saw some people's karmic energies are in a dark mind space, I've cut all the witchcraft and just dark energies and that is around them, and I've seen transformations in people's karmic partners. It's yeah, again, I could go on and on, but it's real. There's always hope, basically. There's always hope for the darkest of situations. This will help you decipher what is real possible ways forward and whether an issue is really a problem at all. This card can also signify the universal push that inspires you to explore your healing abilities in whatever way that looks to you. And like I said, if you don't know, if you're new to me or you need a reminder, my gift is helping you find yours. That's weird, right? Because then it'd be good to just end the video. That is what I've always had a vision of me ending the videos on. Let's start doing that. I'm going to start ending it on my gift is helping you find yours, because I like that. And I can't fucking see what you are saying. So, but please like the video. Please like the video. Please comment. Why can't I see the chat thing? It's really annoying. I mean, I don't know if it's worth going to run to get my other phone to. I kind of, it feels a bit rude, to be honest. No. Whatever you've said on the live chat, I'll see it later and I'll comment back to you in the comments or whatever. I'll say, I'll be back on in a few hours, right? So yeah, literally see you in 3.5 hours if you want to come back, which I hope you do. How do I end this? How do I end this? I always feel like when I say that, that's for someone. Someone's like, how do I end this? How do I end this relationship? How do I end this friendship? How do I end this job? Because that's never nice stuff to do too. But how do they end it? Who's that for? How do they end it? He's got to fucking do it. Yep. No more fucking, this is hilarious. No more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over-analysing the options. You've just got to do it, whoever that's for, because it's causing a lot of burdens. Oh my God, why is my makeup melted that much? Alice Cooper. Yeah, this is the 10 of Wands. So it's like, that's when somebody's basically, yeah, this is what someone is about to drop the ball. If you don't make the decision to end something that is not good for your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health, a tower moment's going to happen that ends it for you, which just basically means there's divine intervention is going to take place. Ask for help from others. All work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities, and the 8 of Summer. It's in reverse, so this is the fuck this. This is the 8 of Cups card. The desire for a more meaningful life, realising that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes, which correlates with the Tower card that, what the hell? Because that says that, go and catch the shorts for today. But it was in reverse, again, someone's hanging on, not making a decision, not moving forward, and it's just causing more pain in your life. But there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. But they will eventually gain their balance, or you will, whoever this is for. Take everyone's input into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush. And the Lovers. It's about a union. There's a divine intervention is bringing the lovers together. It's just mental. True love that is lasting. Choices made from the heart. A return to good health. So that's interesting word. There is definitely people watching this that really resonate with their health suffering right now. But that's what I said. That is exactly the, and I'm sure that's the card that I pulled when, again, you'll have to scroll right back. It was a message channeled right when I got to the community tab, and it was about someone's not in good health, or both people aren't, and when you come into union, you're going to heal each other, probably through sex, let's face it, because it's Scorpio moon. But yeah, and then look, that's the angel that is bringing this union together. Absolutely beautiful, guys. I need to go and sort out whatever the fuck my liner's doing, but see you later. Bye. And sorry I can't